Adota trying to save it and does. And now Clark comes up with a steal. Clark thought about pulling up from three, will dip inside and lay it in. Kennedy Carter had been 6 for 6 from the floor. Here's Clark. Finds the cutter. Boston inside for 2.
That was a pretty good team.
That was pretty. What made that team so good, you two?
Outside.
Small lineup I'm talking about with Caitlin Samuelson at the 4.
Clark bounce pass it. Smith again.
Here is Wilson missing from the mid-range. In fact, Bentley comes down with a rebound, and Clark turns on the Jets. Clark off the screen, drives inside, and the bank shot is good.
Clark being picked up by Clarendon. Break there to help. Nice pass back, Bentley.
I had an old coach back in high school call it organized chaos, meaning being able to play fast but under control.
And here's Clark who lays it in.
There are great players. And then there's Caitlin Clark. She doesn't just play basketball, she commands it. Every possession feels like something magical is about to happen. And most of the time, it does. Caitlin Clark has turned the logo into her personal shooting zone. Pulling up from 30 feet, that's not heat check territory for her. That's part of the offense. She doesn't just shoot deep threes. She buries them under pressure, off the dribble.
Clark gets a screen from Boston. There's the pick and roll and easy. Aerial power. She's coming off a pin down. An excellent screen by Nalissa Smith. Caitlin Clark, 13 points. Pocket pass to Aaliyah.
Run to the finals before the Liberty fell to the Aces in 4 games. Clark connects.
Wallace has had 4 wide open looks from 3. They just haven't fallen for her. No whistle there. Van Loo thought she was fouled. Here's Clark off to the races. Ahead for Wallace.
Perfect. And Berg's got 5 points off the bench. Caitlin Clark trying to wheel and deal. Data. Jordan Canada has been a problem for Caitlin Clark. Pressure all game.
Clark, a problem for Canada there.
It's been really special and a fun year to be a part of it. We had a chance to ask Caitlin how is she taking care of herself. Great pass. What was that percent?
With defenders hanging on her. And the craziest part, it's consistent. These aren't circus shots. They're calculated, practiced, and lethal. But it's not just about her scoring. Caitlin Clark is one of the best passers in all of basketball, period. Her vision is ridiculous. Whether she's zipping a one-handed bounce pass through traffic in transition, or hitting a corner shooter across the court without even looking.
That was a pretty good team.
That was pretty.
What made that team so good, you two?
And Clark turns on the Jets. Clark off the screen, drives inside, and the bank shot is... This is the franchise record tire.
Extremely difficult to stay mentally into it. What a great finish.
The fact Seattle had 11 wins all of last season. They're already at 10. Look at the tie last year's winning record.
Clark. Caitlin Clark, one thing she got is handles. Finds a...
Knows it's important not to pick up the second because she got 2 in the first quarter against Connecticut. Clark connects!
Like beating the dead horse here, and she was going to find her rhythm. Now she's able to still do that, but in a way that is still better.
Game coming your way on Saturday. Both teams shooting at least 50% after 3 quarters. Oh, Caitlin, beautiful.
Another really well...
Her ability to see the floor and make lightning-fast decisions is elite. She makes passes that most players wouldn't even think to attempt, and she makes them look easy. Her assists aren't just numbers, they're momentum changers. She sees angles that don't exist yet, and because of that, every teammate becomes more dangerous when she's on the court. That's the mark of a true floor general.
Between Indiana and Connecticut, and it's the Sun who have a 9-point third-quarter lead. Mitchell isolating on Thomas. Clark needs one. Fire
To the rookie connection. Caitlin Clark to Angel Reese. Ryan Howard ties the WNBA rookie record that Ryan Howard set. And Kelsey
Lou Samuelson can't hit the 3 in the corner. Boston the rebound. Clark a good look. She got it.
When you're not seeing them.
Clark from way downtown carries.
Clark being watched by Nurse. Clark on the drive. Clark hangs and banks it home.
She's not just dropping 30 points and walking off the floor, she's clapping for her teammates, yelling through plays, hyping up the crowd, and holding herself accountable. She brings energy every second she's out there. Whether her team's up 20 or down 10, she plays with the same fire, and that intensity is contagious. She understands spacing, tempo, and defensive manipulation like a coach. She'll slow the game down with a hesitation dribble.
Katie Lou Samuelson can't hit the long two. It stays here with Indiana. Clark, a deep one. You bet!
Three-pointer. Janelle McCarville would always have like a wireless speaker on her back.
Guard switch there by Indiana.
Thomas has been really strong too, but that time pops it up. Here's Lexi Hull 3-on-2. Hull feeds to Clark. Right back for Lexi Hull, who buries. Clark on the shot fake into a double team, lofts it up for Boston.
All over the floor.
Been trying. Chicago's been trying to find a way to get Rachel Banham going. That's one way.
Count of Caitlin Clark off of some screening action there by Melissa.
That golden advice, recently being the first WNBA player that has recorded
Then blow by her defender with perfect timing. She'll read a double team before it happens and already have the outlet ready. Her footwork, body control, and decision-making aren't just good, they're surgical. She's brought sold-out crowds, record-breaking viewership, and a wave of new fans to women's basketball. Young girls now see her and believe, I can shoot like that, I can lead like that, I can be that.
The Commissioner's Cup final, what a dish, down the floor, Wallace, the finish plus the foul.
Got to look there at Christie's sides, like Coach Trammell in her second year
as a pro. Seattle had 11 wins all of last season. They're already at 10. Look at the tie last year's winning record.
Clark from NCAA ranks. We've got some score power on the court.
Watch that inside hand, that left hand. Caitlin Clark.
Clark comes up with a steal. Clark thought about pulling up from three, will dip inside and lay it in.
Him to finish out his last a little bit.
Clark, step back, hits a three!
But going right, she has such a great change of pace, and she's learned to play through the contact.
So when you're watching Caitlin Clark light up the scoreboard, don't just see a scorer, see the architect of the modern women's game. Caitlin Clark isn't waiting for the spotlight, she is the spotlight. Every shot, every pass, every moment, she's proving that greatness doesn't wait.
It's about being confident in who you are and your ability, and it's not about your competition, who you're playing. It's about being confident in who you are.
Establish yourself as a leader, as a future leader for the franchise. And that takes a little bit of perspective.
Trying to shake free Mabry all over. Here is Clark. Clark separating, taking, and hitting.
Clark over Horston, hits a three.
Rebound flagged down by Clark. Indiana wants to run, that's why. Mitchell.
Speak with the Fever general manager, and she just loves that Emily is playing so well as of late here in DC. Here's Clark. That one rattles through for the rookie.
It shows up game after game with fire, confidence, and something the stats can't measure, a legacy in motion. If you felt that, if you saw something special, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because Caitlin Clark's story isn't done.